Okay, for the next step, we're going to clean the primer pocket, and I'm going to clean out the inside of the brass. Now, I've asked other reloaders, do you clean your primer pocket and the inside of the brass? And a lot of them say no, they don't. But when you see the crap that comes out of here, you don't want that going through your gun. So I clean it out. Now, you get these little cleaning tools and a little handle, and you can screw it in there, and you can do this, and that works just fine. Or you could step it up and buy one of these. This is a variable speed screwdriver drill. The more you pull the trigger, faster it goes. Now they sell screwdrivers and drills that look just like this. As soon as you touch the trigger, it's full speed. You don't want that. You want the ones that is a variable speed. So I'm going to put this little cleaning tool into the chuck. I'm not going to put the jaws on the threads because I don't want to screw those up. Get it in there so it's on the thicker part. Now, if I've got 50 pieces of brass in here, it makes quick work. Just do this. And you can see, you probably can't see, but that's nice and shiny. Wow. Now, I know I said I was going to do 45 and 9mm at the same time, but after watching that video, it just looked a little confusing. Plus the file was huge. It was in the gigabytes. So I'm just going to stick with doing 9mm. I figure that's what most people have, so I'm just going to stick with 9mm. Now to clean the inside of the brass, I'm going to take a brass brush. This is the exact same size that you would clean your barrel out with, okay? This also fits inside the brass. And there is so much crap coming out of here. It's just, ugh. Okay. Now we got a nice clean primer pocket right there. And the inside of the brass is all nice and cleaned out. So the next step is to install a new primer. So we'll get this out of the way so you can see. Get this out of the way. We got our handheld priming tool. Take the top off. And okay, we just want to open up the package to just that many. You know, I don't want to dump all those in there. I just want actually 5, but I gotta go with 10. So you hold the box like this. You put the tool on top of the box and flip it over. Close the box, and there's your primers in the tool. Make sure that all the primers are facing up. If they're flipped over, come on, flip over. Well, you know, like this one. Just flip them back over. It's okay. Put the top on. Put them down a little channel. Now you're going to want to load the first primer into the chute. Okay, there it is right there. I like to bring it up flush with the cedar. Then I put the piece of brass in. Now I can feel the primer bottoming out inside the brass. Nice. The second one, I bring the primer up flush, put the brass in. Beautiful. Next. And you go on. Now, just to double check to make sure that these primers are in right, you want the primer below flush. You don't want these primers sitting up above flush. That's not good. You can feel it with your finger. You can take a good look at it. You can feel that primer is below flush. That's perfect. This one, you can feel it with your finger. It's below flush, or you can take a tool. Yep, that's below flush. That's questionable. I'm going to leave that one out. That one's below flush. That one's below flush. Now another thing you can do, if you've got a nice flat surface like this piece of marble, you can set the piece of brass on there, and if it rocks, then the primer is not seated flushly, or I mean below flush. And in that case, if it isn't, you just put it right back in the tool and seat it. And check it. This is really important. You want to make double sure that these primers are below flush. This one's good now. And there you go. We cleaned out the primer pocket. We cleaned out the inside of the brass. We installed new primers. The next step is to fill up the brass with gunpowder. And that will be on the next video.